Om. Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Ramo Rajamanis Sada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Bhaje Ramena Bihata Nishachaраchamu Ramaya Tasmai Namaha. Ramannasti Parayanam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmyaham Rame Chittalaya Sada Bhavatu Me Bho Rama Mamuddhara Samasta Janakalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We had seen the discussion on all the 18 mantras. And now we were at a portion where Bhagwan Shankaracharya is discussing a very specific topic. Whatever texts Bhagwan Shankaracharya has composed, lot of elaboration on many verses in those texts we will find in Bhashya like this. What does he think about Brahma Vidya and the role of karma? How do both of them link to each other? That is discussed in this Bhashya. So I will just read and explain. This is page number 43 of your Gita Press book. And all the key points we have already seen in the last class. So this would be again a revision of whatever we discussed through the Bhashya. Avidyaya mrutyum tirtva vidyaya amrutam ashnute vinashena mrutyum tirtva asambhutya amrutam ashnute iti shrutva kechit samshayam kurvanti. Having heard these two mantras, mantra number 11 and mantra number 14, few people have doubt. Did you all find this Bhashya? Page 43. Okay. A few people are having doubt, having seen these two mantras. Ataha tan nirakaranaartham sankshepatah vicharanam karishyama. Therefore, now to remove this doubt, we will discuss this topic briefly. Bhagwan Shankaracharya, whenever he says Alpa Grantha Arabhyate, sometimes he composes 100 verses. And so it's a very short text for him. But according to the precision which is there, all the key points are summarized in this very short portion. That's why he says, Sankshepatah Vicharanam Karishyama. No elaboration is there. Tatra tavat kim nimitta samshaya iti uchyate. Okay, now what is the doubt that this student is having? His doubt is, Vidya Shabdena Mukhya Paramatma Vidya Eva Kasmatna Gruhyate Amrutatvam Cha. When you said Vidya Amrutam Ashnute, why don't you take the meaning of that word Vidya as Brahma Vidya? The main meaning which is there of a word, that is something you should take first. If it is not fitting, then you go to the implied meaning. That is one rule. If Mukhyartha, Mukhyartha means direct meaning. If that is not working, then only you go to Lakshyartha. Lakshyartha means implied meaning. If direct meaning is working, you don't have to go to Lakshyartha. So he says over here, why didn't we take Mukhyartha of the word Vidya? Why did we go to Lakshyartha? Nanu Uktayaha. So now this is answer, okay? Siddhanti saying from Nanu Uktayaha, it is a Siddhanti. This bhashya, to understand what is question, what is answer, that itself needs multiple readings. So now Bhagwan Shankaracharya ji, Siddhanti, he is answering. Nanu Uktayaha Paramatma Vidyayaha Karmanascha Virodhat Samuchaya Anupapattihi. Says between Paramatma Vidya, if you take the word Vidya to mean Brahma Vidya or Paramatma Vidya, between that and karma, there is Virodha. Paramatma Vidyayaha Karmanascha Virodhat. Both of them cannot go together. That is why you cannot take the meaning of the word Vidya to mean Brahma Vidya. Everybody with me so far? Okay, very simple. It's just like Hindi. Sanskritam is so straightforward here. Now Purva Paksha. Again he says, Purva Paksha means the student. He is saying Satyam. That is true. But I don't see Virodha here. Virodha na avagamyate. I don't see any conflict between Brahma Vidya and karma. He says, why do you say so? Why don't you see any conflict? Virodha avirodhayoho shastra pramanakatvat. He says, let Shastra decide whether there is Virodha or Avirodha. Why are we using logic to decide whether there is Virodha or Avirodha? Let Shastra decide whether there is Virodha or Avirodha. He says, just like in the case of Karma and Upasana, you are taking Shastra as Pramana. You are taking Shastra as Pramana and saying that there is Avirodha. Right? So here also between Brahma Vidya and Karma, let Shastra decide whether there is Virodha or Avirodha. He says, Yatha avidya anushtanam vidyopasanam cha Shastra pramanakam tatha tad virodho avirodho api yatha cha na himsyat sarva bhutani iti shastrat avagatam punah shastrena eva badhyate. Now he says, in the case of Vidya and Avidya, means Brahma Vidya and Karma, let Shastra be the Pramana to decide whether there is Virodha or Avirodha. Na himsyat sarva bhutani iti shastrat avagatam. He says in Shastra, in one place there is an injunction which has come which says, na himsyat. One should not have any kind of himsa. One should not do himsa. But in another place, same Shastra comes and says that Pashu Bali has to be given. Adhvare Pashum himsyaditi evam with 1 minute. In another place it says Pashu Bali has to be given. So there how you are using Shastra as Pramana. Here also you should use Shastra as Pramana. So who is giving this example? Purva Pakshi. Purva Pakshi is giving this example to show that to decide Virodha and Avirodha, whether it is opposed to each other or not opposed to each other, he says let us use Shastra alone as Pramana. Vidya Karmanoscha Samuchayah. So if you use Shastra as Pramana, between Vidya and Karma, there is Samuchaya, there is no Avirodha. Or there is no Virodha, there is no conflict between Brahma Vidya and Karma. Means he says that mantra which says Vidyam cha avidyam cha yastad veda ubhayagam sah. So between Vidya and Avidya, both of them have to be done together. When Shastra is saying this, why do you have to use logic to say Vidya cannot mean Brahma Vidya? Vidya has to mean Upasana. He says just go by whatever is Shastra Vachanam. Now Siddhanti, Bhagavan Shankaracharya responds, he says, no, this is not the case. Why? Because there is another mantra in Kathopanishad which says Vidya and Avidya cannot go together. So he quotes Kathopanishad mantra. What was Purvapakshi saying? Let Upanishad decide, let Shastra decide. He says we can have Shastra decide because there is another place where Shastra only is saying Brahma Vidya and Karma cannot go together. Duramete viparite vishuchi avidya yacha vidyeti jnata. Duramete means Karma and Brahma Vidya, they are poles apart. Viparite means they have mutually exclusive results. The result of Brahma Vidya is different, the result of Karma is different. Vishuchi means they have different results, and Viparite means mutually exclusive. Avidya yacha vidyeti jnata. Avidya, Karma, and Vidya, Brahma Vidya, they are having very two different nature. They have two different results. Now Purvapakshi is again asking, Vidyam cha iti vachanat avirodha iti chet. But if you say, because there is this Upanishad mantra which says Vidyam cha yastad vedo ubhayagam saha, because of that, what if you say there is avirodha? Means he didn't get this previous point probably. Whatever he said. Kathopanishad also is saying another Shruti mantra which is negating the previous one. This is where Bhagavan Shankaracharya, he responds by saying, na. You cannot combine it because Hetu, Swarupa and Phala of Brahma Vidya and Karma, they are different. Hetu, Swarupa, Phala, Virodhat. Last time I think we had said Hetu, Swarupa, Karya. So Karya and Phala are the same. Okay. What was the difference in Hetu? Hetu for Karma is Adhyasa. Thinking myself to be Karta. Thinking I am incomplete right now, entertaining certain desires. Pushed by that, this person goes into karma. No matter which karma it is, at the root, it will have this notion that I am a person. Because sometimes you might have this idea, what about kartavya karma? Not every karma is pushed because of desire. There we should note this point, that even while doing kartavya karma, the thought is, I am a jiva. And Upanishad is here to remove that notion that we are not jiva. And for jnanam, for knowledge, what is the hetu? For knowledge, the hetu is viveka, vairagya, janya, mumukshutvam. That mumukshutvam, to be free from this jivatva, that is the hetu. He says, how can you combine Brahma Vidya and karma? The swarupa of karma is whatever different data is gathered from sense organs. Based on that, using organs of action, karmas are done. But for jnanam, it says mahavakya, janya, pramana janita jnanam. That is the nature of Brahma Jnanam. It is not gained through, it is not another data which is gained through the world. And at the same time, the nature of Brahma is such, it never becomes object of sense organs. That is the difference. What karma can give is different. What Brahma Vidya will give is different. And the result, in phala also there is virodha. The phala of karma is some impermanent result. And phala of Brahma Vidya is permanent bliss. He says in phala also there is virodha, they cannot go together. Hetu Swarupa Phala Virodhat. Then Purva Pakshi, again he comes back. Okay, he says, Vidya Avidya Virodha Avirodha Yoho Vikalpa Asambhavat Samuchay Vidhanat Avirodha Eva Iti Chet. He says, okay, now we are at equal footing. You also established that there is Virodha. I was trying to establish there is Avirodha. So we found one Upanishad mantra for both. So we are unable to pick one of them directly. Vikalpa Asambhavat means we are unable to decide which one to pick. But wherever there is vidhi, wherever there is an injunction, that injunction has more power. All these points I have discussed before. Huh? In Bhashya it is coming back again, just to show that whatever we discussed was this only. It says whatever is having injunction or vidhi, that is more powerful. What was the example that we had seen? Should I drink water while eating? Somebody just says no is one answer, but somebody gives an injunction saying you should drink water while eating. This is that injunction is more powerful than negation. Bhagavan says that is not true. Na saha sambhava anupapattehe. At the same time doing negation of kartrutva through Brahma Vidya and establishment of kartrutva through karma, that is not possible. Saha sambhava means both of them being done together. Now he says, okay, if that is not possible, let me give another option. How about we do it sequentially? Purva Paksha is proposing. Kramena ekashraye syatam vidya avidye iti chet. If you do it in sequence, the combination part. But what is the sequence? First vidya and then avidya. First Brahma Vidya and then karma. When this is colloquially trying to say that I have gained knowledge, but for knowledge to work, I have to do something. See, Bhagavan will not discuss points which don't come to sadhaka's mind. Either it is darshanika's mind or general sadhaka. Because sometimes he'll pick some very technical topic which never comes to our mind. He says, why is he discussing it? Because it is a darshanika. Some other darshanika, he is having that doubt. But for us, our doubt is these kind of doubts. That knowledge alone will not give results. In today's world, when we live such a busy life, knowledge alone will not give result. There we should read this. It is because we live such a busy life, knowledge alone is our savior. Holding on to the truth, then living our day-to-day duties. Vidyotpattau avidyayaha hi astatvad tad ashraye avidya anupapattehe. Now this is Siddhanti saying. He says Vidyotpattau, once knowledge has taken place, in that same locus, avidya or ignorance, once it has gone away, once that ignorance has gone away, it cannot come back. Vidyotpattau means once knowledge has come, avidyayaha hi astatvat. Ignorance has set. Ignorance has been destroyed. In that ashraya, tad eva ashraye avidya anupapattehe. Again, ignorance cannot come back. So you cannot combine first vidya and then avidya. He says flip it around. First we can do karma, purify the mind, and then gain this knowledge. What about jnanis who do karma after knowledge? He says that is not out of avidya. It is not out of ignorance. or this notion that this karma will help me get better liberation. So that is an expression of their knowledge. It is not related to moksha. Now he gives an example. Bhagavan Shankaracharya, he says, Nahi agnihi ushnaha prakashaschaiti. Having understood fire as ushna, hot, and prakasha, bright, vijnana utpattau. Once having gained this knowledge, yasmin ashraye tat utpannam, in whichever mind it has taken place, tasmin eva ashraye, in that alone, shitaha agnihi aprakasha va iti, fire is cold and fire is dark. This knowledge cannot take place. Once you have understood nature of fire as something through pramana, that knowledge cannot be undone. Vidyayaha utpattihi na api samshayah ajnanam va. Avidyayaha utpattihi, there cannot be any kind of doubt, or there cannot be ignorance coming back. Avidya utpatti, and samshaya also cannot be there. I cannot say I don't know fire, or I have doubts about fire. Both things cannot be there. Now he quotes the other Upanishad mantras. Yasmin sarvani bhutani atmaiva bhut vijanatah tatra ko moha kashyokah ekatva manupashyata iti shoka mohadi asambhava shrutehe. In the previous mantra it was said, the one who gains this knowledge about the self and he sees himself as self of all beings. Yasmin sarvani bhutani atma eva abhut iti vijanatah. Where is shoka for that person? Where is moha for that person? Means no matter which shoka anubhava he has, which moha he might get into, very quickly he brings to this understanding that I am that infinite truth. Very quickly he is able to switch, because his shravanam is very thorough. Mananam and nididhyasanam have ripened. Avidya asambhavat upadanasya karmanah api anupapattim avochama. Now if the cause is not there, avidya is not there, the result of avidya, which is karma, that also will not be there. Upadanasya means product of avidya, which is karma, that also will not be there. Means right when knowledge takes place, avidya is removed and liberation is gained then and there. There is no time gap. Time gap is between preparation of mind and to gain this knowledge. It is just like saying, if I bring light into a dark room, I have brought light, but for darkness to go, there is still some time. There is no time gap between light coming in and darkness going away. Okay, so that is what Bhagavan is saying here. Amrutam ashnute iti apekshikam amrutam. The word amrutam was translated as apekshikam amrutam, not paramartha amrutam. He says that also is correct. Vidya shabdena paramatma vidya grahane. There is one more flaw, he says. If you take vidya as paramatma vidya, then whatever prayer the upasaka is doing, that you will not be able to explain that prayer. Because in Brahma Vidya, there is no coming and going. Right when knowledge takes place, there alone Sadhyo Mukti happens. There is no more transmigration for a jnani. No more taking of physical body, no other things after this life. It says, Hiranmayena ityadina dwara margadi yachanam anupapannam syat. You will not be able to explain the yachana that upasaka is doing for marga. Hereafter, different things that he wants to experience. Tasmad upasanaya samuchayah na paramatma vijnanena iti. Therefore, the samuchaya which has to be done of karma is with upasana, not with Brahma Vidya. यथा अस्माभिः व्याख्यातः एव मंत्राणाम अर्थः इति उपरम्यते. So whatever we have translated or interpreted as the meaning of the verses, that alone is the meaning. So with this, we conclude the discussion on Ishavasyopanishad. Bhagavan Shankaracharya is saying, for us, we have to keep revising it over and over again. We'll chant the first mantra, Ishavasymidagam Sarvam. Om Ishavasymidagam Sarvam Yat Kincha Jagatyam Jagate Tena Tyaktena Bhunjithaha Ma Grudah Kasya Svidhanam. This Upanishad had just 18 mantras, but very profound, very deep. Lot of elaboration we find in Bhagavad Gita. The seed of what is here, elaboration of that is in Bhagavad Gita. And we were able to see every single word of Bhashya. Every word, we didn't skip any part. All the other points which Bhagavan had discussed, we were able to discuss. We seek his grace and blessings to continue our study. Upanishads, once we study with Bhashya, it needs around 2 or 3 revisions for the meaning to start opening up. Okay, first study of Upanishad with Bhashya only creates samskara. It creates some impressions that, okay, this is how we should study Upanishad mantra. There is something called as Bhashya, and for every word of Upanishad mantra, we should go and see what is Bhagavan Shankaracharya trying to say. Then second time when we study, something else opens up with regards to the meaning. We are able to connect the mantra with the meaning. And like this, when several iterations are done, that is when the benefit is seen. But you have to start somewhere, right? First iteration has to come. We can't do the third iteration without the first one. So whenever we get a chance, we should keep going back to this Upanishad because it is a short Upanishad. The mantras we can try to become familiar with. Just chanting the 18 mantras hardly takes 3 minutes, 4 minutes. All the words will open up more for us. Okay, so we'll pause here and then go to our review. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi